Breaking news! Breaking news! Do. Darnell's much better at that than I am. Guild Wars 2 has their pre-orders available, Collector's Edition and Standard. Scott, why didn't we get an email about this one?
Well, it's probably because of the heart attacks that were caused yesterday. That they were worried that they didn't want anybody like falling over thinking they just got a beta invite. But this isn't that far off, really.
It's definitely not.
And by the way, have you noticed? Yes, in Monday we have the hey, look at the video. Sorry, we're going to get people in when we can. Tuesday we have this. What's coming tomorrow?
Oh, you think this is going to be just a week of announcements?
Well, the week before the WoW press embargo gets lifted, do you think ArenaNet might be going full force on grabbing some attention for the news cycle here?
I mean, it's funny. People don't like it when we bring up World of Warcraft in the middle of the Guild Wars 2 thing. But,
Sorry.
It is the elephant in the room, so to speak.
It is, yes.
And it really is the group to persuade players to come over from. Not everybody likes that concept, but you know the gameplay itself is going to filter out the ones that can't hang, and that's a fact. I mean,
yeah, and at the end of the day, if you really look forward to a game, you want it to be successful. So how do you make a game successful? You try and get people from the largest market of gamers out there at the moment for MMOs, which is World of Warcraft. So that's
and SWTOR, grab those guys too. Grab Rift. I mean, from a marketing perspective, you want to grab them from everywhere you can. Of course.
And of course we've got to make sure we get the Dark Age of Camelot Brigade in as well.
Yeah, those guys too. You're a funny guy. but you're right, though. You're right. We want to grab them from all over the place. Yeah, so let's talk about what's actually in this Collector's Edition.
Well, the thing is, actually, what staggers me is we'll get to the Collector's Edition because we need to build up.
Oh, okay, sorry, I'll go back.
We need to build up to it. So if we look at just the standard edition, if you pre-order just the standard edition, that's your $59.99, you get access to all of the Guild Wars 2 beta weekend events, just for the standard. And you get 3 days of Head Start access. And you get a Heroes Band, which gives you, deep breath, +2 power, +2 precision, +2 toughness, +2 vitality, +2 condition damaging, +2 healing, and 2% critical damage. So you get those 3 things. You get a Heroes Band, 3 days of Head Start access, and access to all the beta weekend events just with the standard edition pre-order, the digital.
Woo!
That's pretty good, isn't it, really?
That is good. That's well, the +2 plus, you know.
Plus.
You get an item that'll give you a little bit of a boost. Yeah, you're looking at the list with the check marks. They definitely make it look like you're getting a whole lot of stuff, which you are. You definitely are.
Yeah.
But it is kind of funny. It's just like on the first column you have Guild Wars 2 game.
Yeah, and then lots of grey.
Lots of grey. Like this is everything you're missing out on right here, guys.
Yeah. It gets very misty underneath that. Then if you go up a notch, crank it up a notch, you go to the digital deluxe edition, and that's $79.99, I believe. He says that off the top of your head and checks. Yes, it's $79.99. And with that, you actually get the game, of course. You get a Mistfire Wolf Elite pet. You can summon a temporary pet that fights with you a bit. A miniature Right Lock Brimstone. And he's like a little companion. Runs around with you, I believe. You get a Golem Bank, and it's only for 5 days, but it's basically a portable bank, which is nice. Chalice of Glory. You use it to unlock. It's only a one-time use thing, but it's to unlock rewards in PvP, and you can use it to compare progress with other players. And then a Tome of Influence, one-time influence boost for your guild. So, hey everybody, I'm new to the guild. You're gonna like me. I'm gonna give you my Tome of Influence.
Wow, I come bearing gifts.
Yes, exactly. It's like moving into a student house and having the coffee machine. It's just fantastic.
Now can we look at the Collector's Edition?
Okay, Collector's Edition. You get all of that stuff that we mentioned before, plus a awesome 10-inch figurine of Rightlock Brimstone, or Ritlock, I should say, is it? Which does look incredibly cool, I have to say. He's standing there with his Sahalthin sword that's flaming away. I'm choking here, sorry. then you got a 112-page Guild Wars 2 book, which is behind the scenes development of the game, including art and all sorts of stuff. You get 5 art prints with a custom art frame to put one of them in. And then you get the Guild Wars 2 soundtrack, and it's Jeremy Soul's rather cool music. So
it says the best of Guild Wars 2 soundtrack.
Yes, the best of Guild Wars 2. So not everything in there.
Is that because there's just too many songs to put on a single CD?
Most probably, yeah. We'll have to release a Blu-ray just for the music. So yeah, I mean, you're talking a lot. However, there is a slight hitch there, isn't there, with the collector's edition? Which I know when you saw it, you exclaimed loudly.
I
which
did
is the
indeed.
Price.
Yes.
Yes, $149.99.
Thank you, gaming industry. Just keep on pushing it up.
Yeah, I mean, I've said to you, I'm not a huge one for collector's editions, but even at that price point, I think my ridiculous anticipation is getting the best of me, because I'm going to try and find a way to afford it. But I have to tell you, if you look at like the other two options, though, I mean, I think they're pretty good value. If you get your digital for $79.99, it's only $20 more than the standard, and you get the 3 basic bonuses plus you like, what is it, 5 in-game items as well. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you get a handful of yes, it is a lot of stuff. It is definitely a lot of stuff. It's difficult to say. I mean, if you don't want the chart, like, figurine,
Yeah.
that looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it looks ridiculously cool.
It's gonna. I'll be honest. It's going to kind of. It's gonna scare my Deathwing figurine. I think. And my Tyrael one.
Poor Deathy.
It's because it looks like it's about that big. It really does. It looks pretty big. I wonder if it's just a scaling thing with the pictures and whatnot. But I mean, sitting in front of that book, it looks like it's a pretty massive. I mean, unless that's like a flip book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a 10-inch figurine is quite a lot of figurine to sit on the desk.
Not bad at all.
Keep a lot of paper still with that.
Now I have here, we know that if you buy the thing, you get access to all of Guild Wars 2 beta events. And we've talked about other games doing this, where they have this guaranteed access to beta events. We've already mentioned the game here once. I don't want to freak everybody else out.
Yeah.
We've mentioned that even companies as big as Blizzard, who's doing this.
I thought you were going to say something like the company that has something to do with like snowstorms or something.
Yeah, that one. We mentioned that how this is a huge undertaking, right? I mean,
yes.
To guarantee, for them that's 1 million people. For Guild Wars 2, this could potentially be more. There's so much hype behind this game because, let's face it, it's a good game. That they could potentially be launching with their beta weekend events.
Well, I'm going to put on the old tinfoil hat again. I'm going to actually have to make one, so I feel more comfortable.
So I can hear it. I want to be able to hear it.
Yeah, you need to hear the rustle. Right, so they know they've got 1 million people already want to be in the beta. They have come out and said that they're going to be sending something soon. Then they come out and say everybody's going to get access to beta events. They must be seriously far along on how confident they are on their server structure and how adaptable it seems to be. That's not surprising. So they must think they've got something very robust going on. Surely we are further along than perhaps some people are saying, well, if it's not really into full beta yet and they're going to do a proper beta, it's not going to be just, a preview of the game. Mm-hmm. Well, if they're going to let everybody who does a pre-order in to those beta events after April 10th, you've got to be thinking that some of those are pretty much going to be that. They're going to be pretty much... That's so many people in there that to call it like an old school beta now might not be accurate.
Right.
The idea, because they've been quite conservative with the sort of rollout testing, it seems, so far, and people have been going, well, they're going to go with a real sort of traditional beta, a proper beta, and you're going to have just a limited amount and really focused testing. And it's now, okay, everybody who pre-orders this, and there's already 1 million of you who want to be in anyway, you can come in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and so if they're willing to do that from sort of like second week of April onwards, I think we're ramping up very quickly.
Right. I mean, yeah, having played the game, it does feel like it's ready to go. It's solid. The only thing that's questionable is content. I mean, yeah, we could take everybody's word for it, but then again, every dev is going to say there's plenty of content.
Sure. We've heard. Let's face it, we've heard that before from a number of games. Well,
Right.
no, it's all there. It's all there. Age of Conan. Yeah, it's all there.
Exactly. But I mean, I have faith that they're going to do it. With just given how solid the combat is. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to be able to deliver on everything else. But it's just a matter of testing it that we got to wait for. But they're clearly confident in it if they're going to let this many people guaranteed access to the beta.
I mean, as you know, I am a profound cynic. But for some reason, when it comes to this game, it's just all washing away in a sort of like, haze of happiness. But I'm looking at what they're promising for the content, looking at the way that the game's been tested so far, what you've seen, how it feels when you've played it, and you got to be thinking we're not going to be waiting that long through this year to see this game.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Thank you very much, Scott. Make sure you stay tuned to GameBreaker.tv for pretty much all of your Guild Wars 2 news, especially Guildcast, which airs every Thursday at 6 p.m. Thanks very much.